Oh, well, hello there. Hi, Darren Paul here, bringing you the Racing Club UK podcast rather, with the main man of Racing Club De Avellaneda, filial Londres. It is Nacho Tiana. Nacho, how are you this evening?
I'm very good, Darren. How are you?
I am, as ever, a delight. A tired delight. So 3 hours
Triple
sleep.
triple win weekend. The reserve team, the ladies, and the men.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So
We're on a roll
perfect
right now.
weekend.
That is a perfect weekend. It was the opposite of the weekend before. That was like perfect, but we will get into it. We have been gone for a little while. We had intended to be back for the after the Astana de Sarandí game. Hey, life is a thing. Life happens. But that's okay. We can briefly have a little bit of a catch up of what has been going on around the greatest football team the world has ever seen, starting with the 2-2 draw against Tigre. Now, this was so long ago that I have pretty much forgotten entirely, entirely what happened in this matchup. But Racing drew 2-2 with Tigre. Nacho, can you fill us in with a little bit more of what happened on that occasion?
Yeah, it was an okay performance. I think Racing conceded from two set pieces, one goal given by VAR. I think still today I haven't seen an image that is very convincing because it was actually VAR reversing changing the referee decision, whether the ball crossed the line or not. And we don't have the goal line technology in Argentina, so an interesting one. Uh, but I think it was a decent performance for Racing. I thought after that, I was hoping the team was going to start showing what we saw in the first part of the year last year. However, even after a couple of wins, that we will get into that, I'm sure. Um, I think that there's still some fundamental problems in the team, mainly in the squad, and although the results have been a bit on and off, we're still there, but the performances haven't been great.
Yeah, the performances have been pretty up and down, and for me, I'm just gonna sort of jump into it before we go a bit more chronological. It's our team is based on one man right now, and I never thought I'd say this. You never thought I'd say this. It's based on Mateus Rojas.
It
He
is.
is our entire football. Him and Gabi Arias obviously are our entire football club right now, and I don't understand it. I'm loving his game. Mateus Rojas' game is being the most free man in the world and then taking a dig from literally wherever he pleases. And it works. The
It
goals he
does.
has scored, the goal against in the next game, Arsenal de Sarandí, where he's like in the stands or something and does
Fantastic
the
free
keeper.
kick.
It was
Yeah.
tremendous. Absolutely outrageous.
He's playing with a lot of freedom, and he's a player that you can see that he's a completely different player when his confidence is really high, because he tries things that not every player can do. I think he has a fantastic talent, but his problem in the past was consistency. Um, that it looks like has disappeared now. He's a very consistent performer. um, I think the some problem still remains on his fitness. I think he gets injured too much, and I think that's a problem for the team because, like you say, we are relying a lot on him, but he cannot get more than 60 minutes. So it is a concern when your best player, you only have one player basically, and it cannot get 90 minutes. Then it's a problem, isn't it?
It absolutely is a problem. So a really solid performance in that 3-0 win over Arsenal de Sarandí. If you've not seen the highlights, go and treat yourself to them. Some really special goals in that game. I mean, for me, the Rojas goal was pick of the bunch. There was another. Who scored it?
Piovi, Pure free kick.
Yes,
That was good.
Piovi's free kick, and then the other one, a ball ended up in the net. I'm gonna double triple check who it was. You will already remember because you've got a mind like that.
Oh,
Facundo Moura.
so say that again.
Facundo Moura.
Oh, Mura, yeah, really good finish. Yeah, that kind of half turn. Really nice pass from Nardoni. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
like Nacho says, it was a really good finish. No close to the level of Piovi and Rojas's on that occasion. So we carried as my
A dog,
Pero,
dog
as my dog
visit. Yeah.
enters the room. Are you coming on the camera, Bronwyn? No, you're not? Okay. Sorry about that. And the door shuts magically. So after that 3-0 away win against Arsenal de Sarandí, we're riding high. We're feeling good. We take on Lanús at home, and it's another victory. 2-1 this time. Matheus Rojas, he's the freest man in the world. We've said it before. We're going to hopefully, Nacho, say it quite a lot this season because, like you say, he's playing with a lot of freedom. He clearly has the backing of Gago to do whatever. And again, he just takes a pot shot from about 35, 40 yards out. It rattles off a defender and loops perfectly over the keeper. I just need to double check the keeper's name, Acosta, who
Acosta.
just laughed.
Lautaro Acosta. No, Lautaro Acosta. Sorry. Acosta, yeah, but no, Lautaro.
I want to say it's Lucas Acosta, but that's probably wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, Lautaro
It
Acosta
is
is the
Lucas
other
Acosta.
Lanús player. Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah, I'm just celebrating being right about something. Like it I get it counts as his goal because it was probably going to be on target, but it takes such a wicked deflection, and again, it dips over the keeper perfectly into the top corner. Like there's nothing he could do, and he just has a laugh. Raul Loaiza equalised just before half time,
Loaiza,
and then
yeah.
and then that man again, Gonzalo Piovi, with the winner in the 58th minute.
Yeah, with a really nice free kick. And it's good to have two options for set pieces because Rojas and Piovi are really good at that. The problem is, it seems to be the only way to score for Racing at the moment. So
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is a bit concerning.
Aha. Hello. I think we are
Yes,
back.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry.
The internet connection
Definitely.
between here and London
It's not
not
great
incredible
today.
today.
Yeah.
So apologies.
No.
So you were talking about Piovi and how good it is to have two options at the dead ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Piovi it's a revelation. On free kicks, I think he showed that on penalties he's quite good. But as I say, it's good to have two options. They're both left-footed, but they give you different kind of options from different distances. But as I say, I think what we saw is I think they both players got Racing out of trouble because we are struggling to score goals, especially the people up front are not getting those chances converting. After they're not even getting in good scoring positions. Um, so we've been living on free kicks basically.
Yeah. We really have. It's been free kicks and it's been Matheus Rojas just having a go from wherever he
Yeah,
fancies.
cutting inside, that classic Rojas move where he cuts inside until he finds space, and he has that brilliant left foot that he can actually absolutely smash the ball like proper rockets are coming off his left foot.
He does have a foot like a traction engine. There was a problem in the Lanús victory, though, and it was an injury to Matheus Rojas. It was a part of his left hamstring. I forget the exact. It's like the bicep femoral.
Yeah,
So
correct. Yeah, kept him out for one match only, but quite an important absence, I would say.
it was because going away to play Godoy Cruz Goodness sakes. Ah, we're back. What is going on with this internet here in this country tonight? Godoy Cruz 2, Racing 0, and it was about as ugly. It was awful. It was
Yeah.
distinctly
Do,
not good. We had 2 shots on target.
do you agree with me? It was arguably worst performance under Gago.
I can't think of any worse.
I think it was. And in terms of what the team produced, um, yeah, it was it was pain to watch. It was painful to watch. Yeah.
Like I can't remember any of the game except for it was rubbish. Like
Yeah, and
there are no highlights. I
no,
can't remember their goals. I just can't. It's like it didn't
yeah,
happen.
I think look, the first 11, I felt like there were a couple of mistakes made by Gago there. I think his interventions during the match came too late. Um, and I think there is a fundamental problem that go beyond what the manager can decide for one specific match, which is a pretty unbalanced squad in certain areas. Centre mid, I think Racing is missing that creative centre mid player, Alcaraz replacement, in other words. And I think we are missing that number 9, in other words, Copetti replacement. We mentioned this, I think, during the last pod, and I think it still is a problem, and it will remain a problem. If you want to add another problem to that list, Rojas will be a free agent in June, and there's been negotiations about extending his contract, but so far it's not looking great. So if Racing loses Rojas, then we are in a big trouble because we probably could argue we lost the 3 most influential players from a scoring point of view from last season: Copetti, Alcaraz, and Rojas. So good luck with that.
It's bad. I was unaware of the Rojas news. Ole had not informed me of that sufficiently in my reading of articles
There,
recently.
there's been some official statements, not from the club in like social media, but from Ruben Capria, who is our whatever his role is, sporting director, director of
Director of
football,
football.
who knows? And he's been saying, yeah, we are trying to do as much as we can, but the declarations are quite bland. Like, you don't really believe that they are trying or there's a will to retain him. Also, it could be that Roja's strategy is to become a free agent for financial reasons that I can understand.
Yeah.
But this, then when he celebrated the goal against Lanús, he was making a statement, I think, by kissing Racing badge and looking at where Blanco, our president, sits when watching the matches at the stadium. So I think there's a lot going on. The parties are not publicly going and saying what's going on, but it doesn't look great.
Well, this is fantastic news. Again, back with Rojas. Again, if you'd have said this 6 months ago, all right, whatever. If you'd have said this 2 years ago, whatever. But now,
Yeah, I think it was always a player with talent. Racing invested along him, and I think that you need to protect your assets. And I think we left it for too late. And a player with his talent sooner or later will find a manager that benefit from him, and now it's too late. Yeah, I'm not sure what is going to happen, but I think it's
oh
bad
my
planning.
goodness. Yeah, I agree. It's not good planning. Why? Like you say, how long has he been here? He feels like he's been here forever. At
Yeah,
least
and
3
why
or
you didn't
4.
sell him before then? Why, like,
Yeah.
don't tell me that there wasn't a chance to sell him when there was only 1 year left on his contract. Now it's too late. Now you cannot sell him. Um, I think there's pressure on the president. Apparently, yesterday the fans were singing about asking for the contract to extend it. So there was a statement from the fans now. So there's, let's say, pressure is mounting on Blanco and Capri,
Okay,
and it's
that's.
mounting big. I think it could be. I think they could end up paying a high cost for this,
I mean, that
meaning
is.
losing the next elections. I think
Yeah,
if the
absolutely. When is
season
the next
goes to the
elections?
bin, 2024, so we still have one more year. But
Mhm.
if if the season goes to the bin because of this, then I think the cost will be too high.
And like, don't forget. I assume again. I don't know like the political machinations like you do. There's not going to be a huge amounts of goodwill built up with the whole Milito saga as well, or have people
No,
closer to
exactly.
within 100 kilometers have they forgotten about that?
No, no, no. Still, that is still something that pretty much every fan has on the back of his mind. So that will be a key factor in the elections. If Milito runs for president, the result is written on the wall already.
I hadn't
Uh,
even thought of that. I hadn't even considered that as a possibility.
yeah, it is a possibility. I mean, there hasn't been any official statements, but uh, I think something is going to happen. And if that happens, I mean, it doesn't matter if you renew Rojas or if you extend Rojas' contract or not. The results are pretty much there. I don't think there's any point in running against Milito. I think if Milito runs,
No.
the opposition should not run
Yeah,
because you just cannot win.
yeah. It'd be like Verona Estudiantes when he
Yeah,
became president. It's just
yeah. It's just such a strong figure, and I mean, he delivered results when he was there. He's
yeah.
a proven director of football. So it's
Had
like,
bloody New York Times writing articles
yeah,
about how he'd done it.
yeah,
He had built the, he had put in place the framework that all Argentine clubs, especially of like Los Grandes, should be following.
absolutely. But anyway, if this Rojas thing will might add more pressure on people that are already carrying this rucksack of Milito, basically living and damaging the club, of course, because at the end of the day, it damaged the club.
What's like the pithy phrase of like Militoism? Is there a thing yet?
In which
Militistas?
way? So
I like
militistas,
Militoistas.
militistas, yeah, probably.
Are you a Militista?
Yes, of course. I cannot hide it. Oh no, no,
When
I'm not. Yeah, I am, but I bought into his model, so I'm
yeah.
more a big super. So if someone else comes in with a similar model, I would be exactly um supporting exactly in the same way I used to support him. So I think it's beyond um the Milito figure, but he had the ideas first, so he deserves that credit, I guess.
You just know he's going to make Ivan Pichud like the director of football or whatever that role would be.
Mm, I
He'd be
I
the new
can
Mago
see
Kante.
probably Sitanich or Svitanich on that
Oh
role.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe.
Anyway, shall we carry on with the matches? What's the next
Well,
one? Oh,
well,
Godoy Cruz.
actually, this. Well, we've already. What more can be said? We were dreadful.
Awful performance.
I thought we had a player sent off, but Google isn't telling me that. I thought we went down to 10. We did.
No, no, we didn't.
Huh.
We didn't. I think Godoy Cruz should have probably had one sent off, but
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
we didn't.
it's good old cruise, isn't it? Um, during all of that, we did play a Copa Argentina game in this country. I just assume that we can't, so I don't look to like legally. Obviously, is that on Fanaties?
It is on Fanatis, yeah.
Ah. Oh, I need to go back and watch it. A
Yeah.
3-1 drubbing of one of the San Martin or San Martin. Which one was it?
I didn't watch it.
Ah, okay. A three
It was
one
too late.
drubbing. Well, and that's another issue. Yeah. They actually scored an opener. Oscar Benjamin Chiquichano. Hopefully, I've
Yes.
said your name correctly. First
San
minute. So
Martin
that
from Formosa.
what division is that?
They're probably in the what is called el torneo regional. Es el nacional. Um, so it's probably the third tier of Argentinian football.
Okay, I'm gonna try and hunt them down on Pados later.
Torneo
So they
Federal
opened the
A. So yeah,
Oh, okay. So that's fourth tier.
third tier. So the Primera División Nacional B,
Yeah.
and then Torneo Nacional A.
Oh. Oh
The
yeah.
thing
They
is that
rearranged it. They
after
renamed it,
the
didn't they?
Nacional B, everything gets kind of like split in regions. So that's why the third tier becomes Primera B, but
Oh,
then you have the Torneo Federal as well. So it's a bit weird.
you can tell that I've not followed lower the pyramid too
It's
closely in
it's
recent years.
quite difficult to understand. Not your fault. Yeah.
Not after, not since the days of Boca Unidos seemingly having to watch Boca Unidos every week.
They're probably also in the Federal A now.
I mean, they got relegated. And listen,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
are.
want to see any. I don't want to celebrate relegations, but you know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
So we won
Anyway,
that match. So we advanced
we
despite
advanced.
going
Oscar
one goal down after a
Opazzo
minute.
went one down. Oscar Opazzo scored just before half time. Gabriel Rojas in the 85th minute and Paulo Guerrero in the 89th minute. That's his first Racing goal, I think.
And he's only
Yep. So first goal comes to seal the deal against Federal A opposition. I like him. He's got that dog in him. He is ready to. No?
no, I think he's too old. Fantastic
Oh, I mean,
player
yeah.
though.
I think
He's
physically it's not there,
39. No,
but the
yeah,
fire.
he won't be. He won't be.
And then finally, in our little roundup of action, Racing Uno, Sarmiento 0. Last night, the first half, wildly entertaining. The second half, whatever the polar opposite of wildly entertaining is. Oh my God, what did they do?
Um, I think
Both sides going at it. Two lovely football kits on display, by the way. And then I was watching. I watched the game live last night. Rewatched the highlights this morning on the bus to work, and there was one highlight of the second half, and it was an absolute daisy cutter treacle football shot that Arias just fell onto, and that was it. You know it's bad when it's like you got the dramatic shot of Lisandro, and then it's the next. The ball's kicked, and the watch this video next pops up on your screen. You're like, all right, that was a. Ooh, they've done it again. Anyway, enough moaning about boring second halves.
yeah, it wasn't a great second half.
I just
I
don't
think
understand.
I think the team's struggling at the moment. I think it was important to get a win after the horrific performance in Mendoza against Godoy Cruz. Um, and I think Racing was okay during the first half. Probably the last 15 minutes, I would say, of the first half were good. The first 20 was quite flat. Second half, I think the team I wouldn't say it panic, but I think you could feel that there was some doubts, and they wanted to protect the lead, the 1-0 lead, and yeah, they got there in the end, but there wasn't any good football. I think defending, although they kept a clean sheet, I think it wasn't the tidiest way of defending.
No.
And I can see, I, I mean, now it's dealing with a lot of injuries in the back line because Sigal is injured. Piovi will be out for 3 matches at least. So so clearly, what Gago decided to do is to play five at the back and protect the centre backs as much as he could with a unusual shape for him. Um, and I think he did the job, but still the defending was a bit clumsy. Um, it 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 was enough, but it wasn't great.
Well, I mean, we nearly conceded an absolute worldie to. I want to say it was Milano, who just sort
Yes,
of
in the first
got,
half, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
just had way too much space and just dug out a shot from nowhere that went that far over.
yeah,
Arias was completely beaten and lucky that.
yeah. I think the reason for playing five at the back initially was because Racing play a product from our academy, Aviles, a good player. He plays for Chile under 20s. Um, but it was his first ever match, right? So I think Gago decided to play five at the back to protect the kid, and I think that was the right decision. Uh, but then Piovi got injured, so I guess there was a plan from Gago to change that, but he couldn't change it early enough in the game, so he stick to five at the back. He made just one. He made that substitution of taking Aviles off and putting a centre mid for the last 10 minutes because he wanted to control the game, and I think it worked quite well. I think Racing controlled quite well the last 10 minutes. Um, but I could see the rationale behind, and I wonder whether with Piovi now injured and out for 2 or 3 weeks, whether this five at the back with three centre backs, Galvan, Aviles, and Insua is going to be the way forward until we recover Sigali and Piovi.
I did notice two icons, one icon and one fondly remembered player, I think, on the opposition. Of course, Licha Lopez leading the line for Sarmiento. Great to see him. Impossibly good hairline, still ridiculous. And Alejandro Donati.
Yeah, El Flaco Donati was there. So skinny Donati. That's the translation of his nickname. Um, yeah, a player that look, his good days are over, but he did so well for Racing.
Yeah,
He was instrumental in that campaign that we won the league. It was a military recruitment, by the way. And it was nice to see him back at the Racing Stadium. I think he got a standing ovation from the fans. So I'm sure that he will remember what happened yesterday, but of course he will remember his spell at the club, and I think the fans and Donati will always remember each other in a very positive way. So it was nice to see, also because
Yeah,
he didn't score.
yeah, he was a fantastic
Yeah,
player for the club, as was Licha Lopez. I always enjoy watching Sebastian Meza play. I think he's just a really good keeper. I think he's just super solid.
yeah, and he was good yesterday as well. I think he used to belong to. I'm not sure he's on loan or he was Huracan before. Now he's at Sarmiento. Not sure whether it was on a permanent transfer or it's a loan, but definitely a keeper to keep an eye on because
He,
there's future there.
according to Wikipedia, he is on loan from Huracan.
Huracan. Okay, fine.
That's
The thing is,
but
Huracan has quite a good keeper as well, Chavez. So I guess the reason for loaning this guy out is to just to get him some minutes. It's Mesa is a very promising keeper.
he, yes, he is. He remains on loan. Has a market value of €1.5 million, which suppose I can see that. He's
I
really
wouldn't
good.
be surprised if in the next 3-4 years we see him in a either Huracan doing well or in a big team in Argentina or in another big team. Apologies for the Huracan fans.
Oh, they've got a London fan base.
It's a club I really like. So I was being funny, but actually it's a very traditional and big club.
Gorgeous stadium.
And I don't like the discussion of big and small clubs. Clubs are clubs. Fans support small and big clubs. So I don't like the separation between big and small.
Are you going to claim that Boca Unidos are on the same level as Huracan?
It's a club. Yes, it's a club in the end. But anyway,
I've been scarred by that team.
what did you do of Aviles' performance? The kid from that has his first ever start. What do you reckon?
Well, the thing that jumps out to me is he's wearing the number 6, which seems quite outrageous given that Insua is in when like 48. So that's just 48. Yeah, I think held his own for the most part. I don't remember seeing the defending and being like, whew, except for that one really clear effort where it was a case of a guy didn't get tight he just didn't give him enough space. I don't think that was. So are we going with Avila or Mansisha?
Aviles.
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 Aviles. Because I don't know. It didn't leap out to me as this is terrible or this is great. It just he was a defender.
As a first match, I think he had a decent performance. I think he struggled a little bit 1-1, especially when Toledo from Sarmiento was sent into the pitch. But Toledo created problems for everyone, so not just Aviles. I think with the ball, I think he started with some doubts, but then throughout the game he grew into the game as well, and his passing improved. I think he's good, really good with the ball, and it's nice to see that a player from our academy is getting minutes. That's something that Gago has been criticized for not promoting players to the first team. Well, now Aviles is there, so hopefully that is a player that we can see in the future. Also, I have a number for you, a number that you're going to enjoy. Aviles is the 102 player from the Tita training ground, which is where our academy basically is being run and trained and play. So it's the 102 player, second. How do you say 102nd? 102.
That's right. Yeah, 102nd.
Yeah, 102nd player to be promoted to the first team, to make an appearance for the first team, following the whole academy Predio Tita system.
Is that throughout the whole of wrestling's history?
No, it's since the Predio Tita exists, since the training facilities called Tita was built.
So when did they? When was that built?
So to give you, it was at the same time that the Racing went into administration. So that was 2001. So that when
wow.
that was when actual members of the club, people like you, like me, built the facilities for the kids to have a place to play. Basically, that's how the predio, the training facility started. And since then, 102 players have made at least an appearance for the first team.
That's it. That really is incredible. Since 2001, I always think it was like 1998, but since 2001, 102 academy prospects have made it into the first team. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's some big names, right? So Lisandro Lopez is one.
Oh yeah, heard of him. Yeah, he's all right.
Lautaro Martinez is another one.
Sorry, mate. Do you want to please call him his correct name?
Lautarito.
Lautarito. I was walking the dog and I heard Coco Basile say that. I laughed in a field.
Rodrigo de Paul.
Yes.
another world champion. Musso, good keeper now in Europe.
Very good keeper. I like Musso.
Yeah, and there are a few more. Vieto, Centurion, so all that generation, the Zuccolini brothers. So yeah, good players
Yeah. Where is Vieto these days? Oh, isn't he in Saudi Arabia or something?
in Saudi Arabia. He did really well in the Club World Cup.
Nice. He should be playing in at a better level, but he's getting loads of money, probably. So good for him, I guess.
He's quite young
Um,
still.
I know. Oh, anyway, he's doing better than Bruno Zuccolini, though. So
Yes.
yes,
Bruno, or I forgot the name of the other one.
Franco.
Franco. Bruno's still at River. He's
Yeah.
unfortunately he's badly injured. I think ACL.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
that's horrible. I didn't realize he was injured. I was just talking
yeah.
about him playing for
No,
River.
no, he renewed his contract and he was on pretty much De Micheli's plans to play, and he got injured.
We've not actually spoken about the goal. It was coming because your man Matthias Rojas decided that he was going to score a screamer. He actually no, he didn't hit the bar. Who hit the bar? Was it Piovi who hit the bar?
Aviles,
Oh, okay. Oh,
when he chested it down and then
yeah.
tried to he looked for the far post kind of shot, but hit the bar.
And it rolled along the bar. I don't know if I've ever
Yeah,
seen that. It was
yeah. I don't think it
quite
was the
something.
cleanest shot. I think it was a bit, yeah, yeah.
If that would have gone in, Vasilis would be buying his shirt from Football 10 shop now.
Yeah.
But yes, like I say, a couple of probing free kicks. Meza saved, a few went wide, but close, really close. And Matthias Rojas just doing whatever the heck he pleases, waltzes in, gets some space, and just belts it into the goal just from, I
Yeah.
don't know, 30
Uh,
yards, 30 plus yards.
my immediate comment, because I'm probably obsessed with defending in football, was he had far too much time. So I'm trying to see
So much
the other
time.
way around, right? Far too much time. And then I mentioned that to my dad, and my dad told me just have a look at the replay. And if you look at Rojas benefited from something, the position of the referee. So the referee was a kind of, how do you say in basketball when you use a player to
Yeah, he set a screen.
a screen? So I think he used, not intentionally, the referee as a screen because you could see that defenders didn't come out from the penalty box to block the shot because the referee was still moving as Rojas was cutting inside. The referee
Ah,
felt like Rojas was coming towards him, so kind of moved towards the box, and then the defenders kind of get a bit static, and I think that gave Rojas plenty of time, um, which is a very smart way to play. And there was an Argentine player that won the World Cup, Papu Gomez, that you probably know him, that he always says that he always look for where the referee is because that's where the space is on the pitch. So if you want to
oh,
find a pocket of
okay.
space, or if you want to find some freedom, position yourself where the referee is because no one is going to get nowhere near you, and then you will have time to grab the ball or do something. So if you're a creative player, you should always keep an eye on the referee.
Oh, there you go. Pablo Gomez.
Yeah, smart boy. But yeah, if you look at the Rojas goal, yeah, maybe not the best defending, but I can understand why that the defense was quite slow to try to come out and block the shot. Fantastic
Do
shot
you
though.
But do you want to block that shot?
No, amazing shot. I mean, if you see the keeper having no time to react, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I don't think the keeper's got the best sight line on it, but even still, like he's hit it about a million miles an hour.
Yeah, no, it was simple. Yeah, the keeper was probably yeah, he didn't have the best view because there was a lot of defenders in front of him.
Yeah, a lot of defenders, and
So
he's
he
hit it
probably saw
from.
it too late, but he saw it too late because it was an absolute bullet.
The thing, like, so I have noticed that you quite like defending, and
Yeah,
like the defensive. When I play, I like to play like a defensive style of game. You look at defending like I look at goalkeeping because I love goalkeeping. Goalkeeping is like my favorite thing of any sport. Like, I am a goalie in the sports I play, and it's been such a joy watching Gabby Arias play for us because it's
Yeah,
just, oh my
yeah,
goodness,
he was really good yesterday. Actually, very
yeah.
solid on crosses. Because Sarmiento only option was to put crosses with Toledo and Gondu, tall players, and Arias was absolutely brilliant. Like I think he grabbed like what 3, 4 crosses that looked pretty easy how he solved those situations.
No, he's again he's come back from injury. He hasn't skipped a beat. He has not missed a step. I don't think he's been really
No, his only
really
mistake
solid.
was in the Copa Argentina where he literally the goal that the opposition scored in the first minute was Arias. Um, it was a back pass and then he took a bad touch and
Just
basically an open goal for
just
the
trying to
opposition.
just trying to keep it interesting. He's a bit bored back there.
Nah, but he has been great. He has been great. He's a proper leader and yeah, another Milito recruitment by the way. Just saying. Just
Who
saying that
recruited? Who signed? Who recruited Ivan Alexis Pichud?
it was our friend Pablo Podesta,
There you go.
friend of the filial, member of the filial.
I'm
So
gonna
yeah, it was him.
I'm gonna every time. What? Pichud is like, hey, that's a Paolo signing, by the way. Don't forget that.
Yeah, two Pablo signings are still in the squad. One is Pichu, I think the other one is Auche. I have a feeling those are the
Oh yeah. It would
yeah,
be. It would be
yeah.
because yeah,
So
I remember when we were talking about I was talking to him at Wembley, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Pichud, he's one of mine."
yeah, so Pichu and Auche were Pablo signings at that time.
Good point. Yeah, he made some good signings. Those there were some solid players around that time.
Yeah, I'm players
Some
that
interesting signings as
um
well.
they great servants for the club, right? You can
100%.
argue whether Pichu performance is what I think about him. But in terms of commitment to the club and all that, I mean, no doubt that he has been amazing.
Well, I mean, with the kit launch, who's been front and center?
I don't
Ouch.
know. Was it Auche? Yeah.
It's Auche and Pichud and Meli Menendez. Meli Menendez? Have I said her name right?
Yeah, yeah. Millie's back. She
Millie
was
Menendez.
she was on the bench yesterday, by the way. She didn't start the match, uh, but um, but yeah, hopefully she can be the player she was before moving to Europe.
And again, I thought she was, as I understood it, pretty good in Europe. I thought she did just fine for a
Yeah,
spell at least.
I honestly don't know the details behind her return. Um, Neither the details behind Bueno return. But the positive is we have three really good strikers on the squad with Spenning, Bueno, and Menendez. So that's probably where our strongest um, area on the pitch is for the women's team, and it's the opposite for the men's team. So, so maybe Romero, Guerrero, and company should get some lessons from the ladies.
I mean, maybe, and Arias can assist with the goal with the goalkeeping
Yes,
situation.
absolutely.
Actually, saying that, the goals that she conceded against and it's so rude of me, I've completely forgotten her name. I want to call her Bang. No, I've completely forgotten, so I apologize. The goals she conceded against Boca, I don't think a lot of keepers are getting to those.
No, nothing to do there. Exactly.
Like maybe Mary Earps, but she's literally the best keeper on the planet. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I am desperately trying to find these new Racing shirts, and no, just the internet has decided that we
Uh,
don't
a-
have a new
a-
kit.
a- are they in the? Are they available in the Racing official? I'm sure they are. Come on. Yeah, they
That's
are.
a
Okay,
oh,
I can try to sort that out for you. I'll message you tomorrow. Trust me.
Well, I've seen the new shirts and I've seen promo pictures of them as well. I don't quite know where. What do you make of this? Another new kit. Just the
Oh
whole
no, they are not. Yeah, they are not on the website actually. You're right.
happens
Oh
occasionally.
wow. Okay, so I won't be able to sort it out for you. Sorry.
What do you make of it though? Another kit launch not halfway, but a couple months into a campaign. It's just a bit strange, no?
I don't get the timing. It's something that I don't understand why you would launch um, a shirt after six matches. I would like to understand if there is a marketing strategy behind that. I don't really get. No one does that in any other um, countries. Even in Argentina now, that is changing. Clubs are using their new kit from the first fixture of the year. Racing still on the in the kind of old school process. I don't think there's a rationale. I think it's just poor process, lack of visibility of what it should be the right way to go. Um, just don't get it.
Um, I'm gonna present my screen, so
And I wonder
hopefully,
whether it's a supply chain problem now, or whether the shirts are not still being available to the public because of the sponsor. I wonder whether they're waiting to close the sponsorship deal. But it's difficult to understand
this
why it
is
has been
the
launched and no way to buy it. It's weird.
credit to Calcio Argentino. Here is the Racing new home shirt. It is very much
A
a
template.
Racing shirt. There's nothing else I can say.
I actually quite like it.
It's
I like simple stuff. It looks like a classic shirt. I like it.
I tell you what I do like the shorts and the socks. They are very blue. I
Yeah.
put in the group chat. They are very azul. That's really nice. I hope they pair it with white socks when they can. Go for that classic
Y-
look. Because when was the last time Racing wore white socks routinely? Was it like
Uh,
2015, maybe?
yeah. No, no, white socks. No, probably 2020, but it was with white shorts as well.
Yeah, but I mean with the like because in my mind, like the traditional colours are the this jersey, dark
Yeah.
shorts, white socks.
I don't know. Not necessarily. I think these
Oh,
are the traditional colors. So these share with dark blue and dark blue socks, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
oh.
I don't pay too much attention to that, to be honest.
This is the away jersey, the Alternativa.
Uh, it looks like a training shirt for
Yeah,
me.
it does. It it does. It's if anything, these pictures make it look a lot better than I think it actually is.
I actually saw the highlight, watched the highlights of the women's team that they play with this shirt on Saturday, I'm going to say, or Sunday, and it looks nicer actually on the highlights on the pitch
Okay.
than on this image. So give the shirt a chance. Um, yeah,
I yeah, I've not watched those highlights yet. I will do that after the end of recording. But I'm not super impressed.
I
But
can
you know,
see. I quite like traditional shirts. I don't like when they change it too much. I think it does the
no,
job.
I
Yeah.
I agree. It does the give me a give me. I've worked it out. I know why I I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. Nothing like that. I know why I don't absolutely love it. The collar, the neck.
Oh yeah, the lack of.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
me.
yeah.
You
Uh,
know me.
I, you know what I think I do care about? If we have a good deal that brings money into the club or not.
Well, I mean,
And
it's the
apparently,
same company. It's still
yeah,
Gaffer.
yeah, the deal apparently is going to extend it. Um,
Oh, well,
as long,
I
yeah,
think that's good.
I read that until 2025 or 26. So it's a contract that will go beyond um, uh, the years that Blanco has still going to be serving as a president, right? Unless he gets re-elected. So controversial to sign a contract on those terms, because you are leaving a legacy contract to the next administration. But if it's good money, it's good money.
I think the 2017, 2018 kits, some of my favorites. They're real
Yeah,
good.
mine is 2014 by far.
Oh
Of
yeah,
those ones that you are displaying there, 2014, my favorite.
2014 was lovely.
Yeah,
Do you like the 2013? I've got the away shirt of that. That's a nice one.
yeah. I think the 2018 was actually really, really nice.
The collar, the white
Yeah,
collar. Oh,
yeah. 20,
very
28,
comfortable as well.
and we won the league with that one. So
Yeah, won the league with that one.
yeah.
Very comfortable. 2014, very nice. 2015, it's the first one I owned. Has a space in my heart. It's not the greatest design, and it feels like it's made out of a parachute. But otherwise, good stuff.
Shall we get into the ladies team before we finish?
We should. We should. This
Cool.
is very much Nacho's corner because I saw the Boca game. Did not help that down to 10 players, and Boca just relentless, and they have some height to their team.
Yeah, yeah.
They got some tall footballers
Yeah,
in
they
that
they
team.
are the best squad in the league. So losing 3-0 to them and having Bueno being sent off, I mean, what else can you argue about? But um, look, I think the team has been through some changes this season. Same manager, he did really well last season. We achieved our best ever position in the league. And there was a lot of expectations on this season, but I think the preparations have been hit by all the changes that happened um, at the squad, and the fixtures were really really tough. San Lorenzo and Boca in the first two fixtures, you are talking about probably two of the top five teams in the league. So tough way to start, but they recovered last weekend. They won 1-0. It wasn't best performance in the same way the men got away with important points. These were three important points because to put three points on the table against that. Let's see what happens in the future. Let's see if the manager man, creates a squad that performs to the level that uh, we saw last year. Very capable manager, by the way. He plays really attractive football. Um, I like his ideas. So I have some hopes, but as I say, a lot of changes. So it is there's a question mark there.
We do have a problem. 3 red cards in 2 games.
I saw the red cards from this weekend. One was just players getting into a kind of almost a fight. So a straight red card for uh, how do you say misconduct? I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
is that the right way? Okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so. Yeah.
and then the other one was just a second yellow, things that happen in the game. So um, yeah, I mean the misconduct one it could be a problem, but the other one is just part of being putting a tackle, proper football.
uh, who would that have been? Would that have been Rocio Gomez who got sent off?
Yeah, I think it was. Let me quickly check because there was two players sent off.
Yeah, so
Uh,
Gomez and Moreno. It looks like
oh,
Gomez came on and then almost immediately got sent off.
It got sent off. Yeah.
Good stuff.
but
Good. Oh no,
good
not
3 points.
yeah,
Good
pretty
three
much.
points.
And again, beating Sat, that's a team that you nowadays definitely I think ought to be taking points off. But historically, they've been quite the team, no?
Yeah. They're a traditional team in the. I mean, they're a team that they are a club specialized on women's football. They have, however, they haven't won any matches this season. So 2 draws and 1 loss against Racing. So they were unbeaten in 2, but 2 draws. Racing now is with 1 win in 3 matches.
Let's just very quickly. So at the top of the table, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, say it with me, Wire Keisha.
Why Giza? Yeah.
Giza, sorry. Wire Giza, San Lorenzo. Ooh.
Yeah.
Both on 9 points. Boca, Estudiantes, River Plate, Independiente, Rosario Central, Platense, Huracan Belgrano, top 10. I just kept on reading because that looks like, again, for a while, the women's league has not taken that sort of shape. Not really.
No.
But now,
No.
you're seeing the traditional clubs and grandes from the men's game starting to,
Co- correct.
again, those more traditional clubs that I think of in the women's game. Obviously, Arequipa at the top of the table, 3 wins from 3, haven't conceded a goal, scored 10, so they're doing pretty okay. But El
Yeah,
Porvenir,
I think we will see changes in this season and the upcoming season because professional football is something quite new in the
mhm,
women's game in Argentina. So all you require is investment. So
yeah,
the clubs that get early doors into of investment, they will be able to compete. And I think Racing did that. Racing invested for
yeah,
a couple of
definitely.
years in a good squad, and they finished fourth last season. I think. Yeah, I think they finished fourth. Um, so that's what investment generates, and of course you don't need the same level of investment as in men's football because men's football is very competitive in terms of money, um, because it's early days of professional football in the women's game. I think with a little of investment you can make a big difference.
Completely agree. I mean, we've seen it in this country, in England, in Britain, with the women's British Basketball League, the London
Yeah,
Lions. They have had good investment, but not absurd, not investment like the men have seen, and they have lost one game in 400 plus days. Well, one domestic game, and
yeah,
they lost that by a
exactly,
point.
exactly. So let's see. I mean, early days to get to any kind of conclusions. I'm sure we will see Boca, San Lorenzo, Guayurquiza, River probably being the top 4. But let's keep some hope on La Academia.
And yeah, excursionistas down the bottom. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. But Racing play Banfield in the next matchup in round 4. And in case you're wondering, Ferro play Estudiantes La Plata. Just thought I'd
Excellent.
throw that out. You know me, I've
When
got a
is
soft spot
the
for Ferro.
next match? So you mentioned
It is a
it's
conf, a confirmar.
so it doesn't have a still a confirmed date.
No.
Okay, sounds good.
Do we know if there's a reason particularly for this, or
Well, it says Friday, 17th of March, but yeah, it looks like still to be confirmed. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think the reason is just uh, bad planning. I don't know why they don't announce the fixtures with further notice. It's difficult to understand. I don't know whether it's pitch availability, money, TV. Who knows?
fingers crossed TV? Let's
Yeah,
hope it's not the other stuff.
yeah.
Well, this hot 35-minute podcast has turned into 60 minutes.
Okay, so I think we should then wrap it up.
I think so. Is there anything else at all? I have no basketball update at this time. I need to check in with the basketball boys.
No, just the men's first team will be playing football one. Sorry, will be playing on Friday, 12 o'clock. So it will be Saturday, technically in the UK. But yeah, hopefully a win and we enjoy the weekend.
Did not enjoy last weekend's footballing performances.
Yeah.
This weekend, though, good.
Yeah. No, good results. I want to see better football. That's it.
All right, Nacho, that's going to do it for us today. A massive thank you to everybody who has joined us live. And if you've watched on replay on demand on YouTube, again, huge thank you for you. Nacho, is there anything you would like to say to finish out?
No, just follow the filial, the Racing Club UK filial on our social media platforms. That's at Racing Club UK, both Twitter and Instagram.
There you go. Nacho saying, there it is. It's up there.
Excellent.
On the social media.
And if you live in London or any place in the UK and you're a Racing fan, just get in touch with us. We welcome you.
I think our group chat has gone really nicely. It's
growing in members. It's growing in participation. So yeah, get in there. COVID wasn't an easy one for anyone, including for the filial. So trying to go back to some kind of social activities still taking a while. And yeah, no surprise.
We need to. I'm excited to see what a vegetarian asado is like.
Good luck with that.
The summer's round the corner, Nacho. The summer is round the corner. And on that one, we're going to leave it there this evening. Thank you again for checking us out. Make sure that you do follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. We're not the most active Facebookers, but it is there if you wish. Racing Club UK for all that. We'll talk to you in about 2 weeks' time. Take it easy.